What
Mac just
happened?
fell asleep.
Oh,
I have nothing new there. What happened last time?
Well, our lovely Witcher group woke up with the morning after having a bit of a celebration, bit of a rest after our long journey getting to our next location, essentially. And we decide to make our way towards the mayor as our lovely waitress, who was a very good saleswoman, Elena, I believe, told us a bit that there seems to be some problems with the drowners going on, and we decide to hopefully see this will be our next job, essentially. And made our way there to speak with him and hopefully have a chance to gain further employment. Sadly, though, the conversation didn't go as well. Even with our lovely Herzen being there to be that cordial conversationist and try to get that the best deal we can, the mayor seemed to be not at all interested in paying let's say, a fair wage for the project. Essentially, barely anything to cover one supply. Remember correctly, as he seemed dismissive of our concerns, and even insinuated that the first group that had come by and taken all the jobs, which is probably why there are only this job left, the Grimblades or so, mercenary band, really on the task. And really, do I really need you, witches? And this is what I have for the payment, essentially. Well, with our conversation with our senior witches and such, we knew this is probably not the best deal for us. Decide to, well, if we can't find employment here, we can always find jobs elsewhere. We made our point to leave the city to hopefully find somewhere better the next one. And said goodbye as we left and went along our way to hopefully make camp and such. Though we did have a bit of a hiccup as on our journey to out of this island, out of this village, a bit of drowners attacked us. Didn't really go as well, essentially. A lot of pains, a lot of nicks and bruises here, but we survived, surprisingly enough, as we were able to put them down to rest those three very scary drowners, we'll say, just to for our pride, for nothing else. We made camp in the rain, a rain which has continued since the entire time we stepped into this place, and just slept off. Bit of a misery going on, but we're alive and well, hopefully, as we healed up and such, and woke up the next morning with a somewhat of annoyance interruption as we heard singing off in the distance. A little unsure, but not wanting to cause much of a fuss, Herzen and Alyssa went off to check and see what was going on, while Ludmina and Zara decided to break camp and prepare to move on, essentially. And on their way travels to the river, they found a very strange sight. A beautiful woman at that, for those who are probably watching, dancing amongst the wave where a number of dead bodies seemed to be floating around her. She seemed to be having a grand old time. And let's say Alyssa probably was properly concerned. So Herzen had been struck by Cupid's arrow, essentially, as he looked with her as the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. And though he took a few halting steps towards her, Alyssa pulled him back and dragged him back to camp, essentially, as, well, it seems to be that this was a monster, if nothing else, that she told the group and gave the report about what happened. Herzen helping backing up her claims a bit there, as out of curiosity's sake, we all decided to go take a further look. Or Zara made a decision to go take a look. Lamita wanted to come with. Herzen would not have stayed behind. Alyssa wanted to make sure no one died as we made our way back there to see that she was no longer dancing, but on the riverbed actually seemed to be having, I guess, finished her little ballad as Zara went up to approach her to provide some questions for answers, or answer some questions she had, essentially, as though it seemed it was a bit difficult to have a conversationalist, as this pale blue-skinned woman was not able to compete with her, spoke in elder speech and such, and introduced herself only as Danra. Though Zara was able to analyze some things from her, nothing that would really explain exactly what was going on. She seemed to be very infectiously happy and seemed to want to indulge in, once she realized Zara wasn't going to cause her pain, wanted to have her come with her to the river, though Zara declined as best she could. And though sad, Danra went back into the water, I guess, to do what things like her do. Though after getting back to the group, we decided to find out those bodies that seems to have been floating downstream, and was able to fish them out and realize this is probably the mercenary band the mayor was telling us, the Grimblades and such. With this information and some evidence of their death with a bit of cloth to show proof of we found their bodies. We went back to town to talk to the mayor to we find a better job here, or maybe just to solve a problem he's going to be having soon. And though our way towards the mayor's house, we did pass the inn to hear shouting inside, and took a look inside to see a man wearing similar garb as the dead bodies we fished out, trying to desperately explain to the townsfolk that there's danger and a woman is killing everyone. Though most of the townspeople, they seem to make fun of him, almost not understanding or caring at all, not even saying it with a scoff at his claims, as in frustration he seemed to be stuck into a crowd who doesn't understand what's the danger they're in or care at all. Though we did have a sit down with him, as we did want to hear his story and figure out exactly what's going on, as he told us tales of what had transpired. Apparently his group were tasked to do a job, and though while they were doing it and finishing up, a farmer came up begging for help, saying his daughter had gone missing to the river, something has gone wrong, needs your help, and well, not wanting to ignore this plea for this common folk, decided to go check it out, and all they heard was singing. And though by some miracle or such, Janek was able to snap out of enough to see his comrades drowning and dying, and round for his life, essentially, with a bit of shame there. We did assure him that we found their bodies and that we also believed him, and we were coming to this mayor, and he offered to help in any way he could, and nothing else to ensure his comrades' death weren't for nothing and make sure they get a proper burial. As we made our way back to the mayor, and while we did tell him our claims of what happened and the dangers that had transpired, he seemed to be a bit dodgy, a bit odd, a bit agitated, as he seemed to be putting focus on just dealing with the drowners, not really with the woman. And though we tried, the only way we would squeeze out any acknowledgement about possibly ending her life was if she's around with the drowners, sure, kill the witch, I guess, but it was very suspicious. I think we all can agree with that. As we left, giving Janek the news that the mayor would, of course, would get the guards to grab the bodies of his men and such, and seems to somewhat take this seriously, but things are definitely suspicious, as we will need to hopefully have a chance to talk to this mysterious farmer that Janek remembers, warning him about this woman, warning about his missing daughter, and hopefully be a clue to start off with what we can deal with whatever's on the riverbed, essentially. As we made our way back to the inn to mostly spend another night and gain some information, as we talked to Olina a bit about some gossip and such, as a few of us noticed that it's odd. This town seems to be very merry and hopeful and have trade and such, but there weren't a lot of travelers, actually. It seems to rain a lot, but maybe that's just the climate, or maybe it's something else, as she regaled us with a bit of gossip and told us these rumors that were spread and the story of this, the woman of the river, basically, and her true love, and how a man survived and they had many daughters and such that danced in the river to delight the folk. A happy story, but maybe a bit ominous for those of us who are dealing with this similar type of character, essentially. And though we did somewhat float by this idea of like, hey, is anyone reporting a missing daughter? She seemed to be confused on that matter. Well, another mystery to add to the pile, as while Janek wanted to leave off more of a chain, maybe to find a place to sleep for the night, we decided to, like, hey, just share a room with us. We won't, you're going to be helping us and more than likely spreading blood with us, so we can't just let you go off sleep in the streets. As he's bunked up with Harrison, and the girls stayed in their own room, essentially to have some sleep and hopefully be able to fight in the morning. Though Harrison had a bit of a weird dream. A lovely one, probably on his part, as he heard the familiar sounds and saw the woman as she seemed to dance around him and laugh and go for a kiss. Then he realized pretty quickly he wasn't breathing. As panic set in, he tried to push her off, but she seemed to be very strong for someone who shouldn't look it. And as she struggled for air for a minute, he was pulled out by Janek. As Janek revealed that they seemed to have walked out of the hotel and seemed to have gotten their way to the riverbed. And now they were surrounded by drowners with no weapons in hand, as they had to use their bare fists to take them down, and were able to do it successfully, actually. Even with this disorientation and probably the panic setting in, as they made their way out and talked a bit about what they both experienced. As Janek revealed, he woke up just in time to save their lives and has no idea how they got here. And in the morning, as we went to go wake up our dear brother Harrison, well, the door was locked and they weren't there. Well, at least weren't answering the call. And though Alana said she would open the door and check on them to make sure things are all right, they came in just in time as breakfast settled down and revealed what had happened to us. With alarm, they came back fully freshly clothed and explained everything. And Zara pointed at the fact the door was locked, but for them, when they got back, it was not locked. They went in without any issue. They didn't have a key with them, so that's a bit of an odd thing all around. As well, right now we're confused, a bit worried for what's going on, and maybe making plans about how to deal with this for the man if they decide to hear her song again. Because now our first lead is hopefully a farmer. And I think that's where it ended last.
Mm-hmm. I think you were leaving the inn. The nice little inn, which I have now an actual name because you gave it so much importance. Called the
What's its
Lionhead
name?
Inn.
Lionhead. I'm sure I will not forget this. I'm going to write it in my notes.
That's relevant, but and if you spend this much time now, I had to think for a name for it. Yeah, as you walk out, the rain is still going.
Well, Janik, think you could point the way to this farmer?
I can certainly try. Basically, lead you throughout town, and I don't think it was a farmer. I think it was a fisherman. So
Or a fisherman, yeah.
he will, as you walk out to the wooden gates, close to some of the village fishing huts on the river. You approach one of them, just quite far off, basically at the very edge. As he kind of like looks around. I think it was this one.
I mean, good a place as any to start.
As you all see an older man, kind of like is carrying around nets, some buckets, and like the moment he sees you, just puts them down and quickly goes inside.
Okay.
Janik kind of shrugs and says, "Oh, wasn't really that friendly the first time, but our commander told us to investigate, so
Guess that's what we'll do then. I'll go and knock on the door.
there's no answer." There's clearly you can hear like movement inside, but
Sir, please, we're here to help.
go away.
Look, if you're missing someone, then we can help find her.
We just want to talk.
Gonna like crack the door open and look at you. What do you want? It like takes a moment as he realizes your eyes. Ah, I thought you were the mercenaries. Like opens the door a bit wide until he sees Janik and then just kind of like scowls again.
They give you a hard time?
I don't want to talk about it. What do you want?
I mean, the mercenaries won't be any trouble to you.
Good riddance. Anything else?
Well, we heard that you might have a bit more information for us about people going missing. Something that could help in our investigation.
Just shrugs. And
Something about a daughter?
like you can see the anger just flash on his face. He like balls up his fist and says, "Just leave me be." Like he attempts to close the door.
I'm gonna put my foot in the doorway. Sir, please. If you talk to us so we can help.
Well, like gather information, but the
Can I argue for a heart?
yeah, this would be definitely a hard roll.
Okay.
You're gathering information, but by being nice to people.
Can I roll with heart for that?
You could just roll hard, because strong hit, yeah. One progress. As he like nods and okay, come in, but he stays out as he like points to Janek.
I'll send him an apologetic look.
Yeah, I like Janek just nods and says, "Yeah, I'll just hang around." As the fisherman lets all of you in. It's a little hut that now seems quite crowded with all of you here. Kind of like goes. There's a bunch of chairs you can all kind of get or find some place. I think one of you still has to stand. He looks at you and says, "So, who even are you?"
We're witchers, monster hunters. My name is Hirson.
What do you want from me?
We encountered something just outside the village that
Plenty of drowners out there.
the drowners, yes, but
Stick
there's
them with a pointed stick, and they'll eventually.
the drowners are not the problem. And Hirson's gonna kind of look to the others. There's a woman. She sings and draws in men.
Just kind of like stresses. I haven't seen anyone. Obviously lying too. I don't think you even need to roll at this point.
No.
Man's not the best liar.
Everyone else in this town seems to think that she's not a concern. Do you agree with that?
Maybe she isn't. Are you so interested? They are monster
Because she almost
hunters
killed
and
me. She killed an entire company of men. But she doesn't target anyone.
maybe
in the
those-
village?
Maybe those men deserved it. None of the God-fearing folk here have anything to worry about.
Can I see if this is something that he's been told to believe or like he genuinely believes this?
Seems pretty convinced.
Okay.
Can all roll me a wits roll if you want.
I'm not very good at that.
In Mac, there's plenty of gods around. I would say this, Sarah, Mina. There's definitely like a deep resentment in that statement. The mercenaries died. he's glad they went back. And maybe he may be a bit suspicious now towards, because he hears them say, "Hey, I also got lured in," and now may think Hirzen also is dinner of some sort. Although you're not really sure what his religious beliefs are. I don't. Oh, okay. So you also got a weak roll. So here's an Alyssa. This man's he's happy the mercs are dead. That doesn't seem to be a concern for him.
I think Kirsten just frowns.
Why are you considered a sinner if you're taken by her or you die by her hand? Exactly.
Because good folk here don't get bothered. Good travelers don't get bothered. It's only those disgusting mercenaries that seem to have a problem. My mind, seemingly divine retribution.
I see. And what of your daughter?
What of my daughter?
You said she was missing, that she had been gone. They went looking for her, and
She's
now
dead.
they're dead.
I had to bury her corpse.
Is
What
he?
happened?
Oh, sorry.
I don't. What business is this of yours?
If there's something threatening people, that's our business to look into.
There's nothing threatening no one. You seem to be the only one who think that there's someone threatening our folk. If there was a threat, we would have come up with a bounty for it. No bounty, no threat.
Hirsten was awoken the night by her, and Hirsten and Wolf were just kind of resting. And
He shrugs. Doesn't
Also,
seem-
there's few
How is
travelers
this my
around.
problem?
Kirsten like leans back at his seat, just goes to stand up. Maybe we should just go.
Yeah, maybe you should.
I have a question, sir, if I may.
Nods.
When did you know your daughter was missing? When were you sure she was gone? You went off to go find help.
Days ago.
And she could have run off. Why do you think she ran off to do something else?
He
Maybe
just
got distracted?
slams his fist on the nightstand and run off, and now leave me be. Otherwise, I'll call for the guards. It's like this is such a touchy subject. He's not very good at lying as well. He's trying to obfuscate information from you, Zara, but seems that every word you're doing, the wound is still quite fresh for him.
Very well then. I'm sorry for your loss. She will probably follow hers and out if nothing else.
On the way out, Elisa would have would ask him, how do you define a sinner? What did they do?
Gonna shake his head. Murderers, sons of whores, all of them, and he like just kind of like shook.
And wait, great.
Maybe he's right. No bounty. It's not our problem.
Well, I mean, listen. There's
Let
a
Houston have a moment.
there,
He
there's,
doesn't necessarily believe it.
there's a shovel because you were talking about grave digging. There's a shovel next to the house. Has fresh marks of dirt on it.
Oh,
Are there any footsteps?
Well, luckily for you, it's been raining for some time, so yeah, you probably find some footsteps. Want to track that down,
Yes.
gather information. I feel like wits would work here. As you walk out, Janek kind of approaches you or something. Did you manage to learn anything?
well, sadly, it seems his daughter has passed, and he is quite upset about it. Not much information to go there other than the fact that those who died and been entranced seem to be considered sinners, worthy of their deaths and nothing else. And only the good folk of the village who have not been entranced are not, I guess. Sounds like propaganda, if nothing else.
Was definitely way friendlier last time.
It could be the fact that his daughter is freshly buried. It's not a good thing. Did he tell you anything else? When I asked him how he knew his daughter was missing, he said just a few days, but that's really it.
No, and the commander told us to investigate this rumor after we got into town. Asked him a couple of questions, he didn't really know anything. That she went missing. They told us general area where he saw her last, and I tried looking for her and we didn't find any tracks. But well, the chance to tell him that, I guess. Found her?
Apparently so. Though this area you found it, was it assumed near the river, which is why you were able to hear her song in the first place?
He shakes his head actually. It was into the forest more.
Can you show us where?
Grunt, with the weak kick, did I notice anything about the shovel or no?
I'll say you did notice that it had fresh dirt on it, and well, there's like a local cemetery.
Gotcha. We don't even know her name. You can
What?
try to dig up everyone, guys, but I don't think it's gonna work out.
It's gonna be hard to find her actual grave. As yeah, no, Janek will take you away from the town and into there's like a small woodland area. As kind of like show you the area where he was told that the daughter went missing. And glance around, roll another, gather information. Try and see, manage to pick up on any clues.
Wow, I rolled like shit.
Well, it's fine. We have one strong.
Good Zara.
As you're all looking around, but Zara, you spot something. I need to, because it's an article of clothing, and I need to find the proper terminology for it in English. God, I don't even want to know how the FBI agent who watches my clothes searches. God. Oh, is that? I think that's how you say it.
Like a smock or an apron? Something that you like wear over clothes?
No, it's something you wear underneath,
Like a
like an undergarment.
chemise or a petticoat or something
Yes,
like that?
yes. You find, Zara, you find in one of the bushes like a torn of clothing which seemingly belonged to some sort of undergarment.
She would, I found something, I think, at the
It's
very least, she pulled it up.
stained with blood. Tiny bit of blood.
Does it look torn, I assume, or does it look cut?
If it was cut, it wasn't. Looks more torn, but not by like it's not a strong material. You could probably rip it apart, yank
Gotcha.
it.
She would bring it up to the group as she's probably kneeling over it, pulling up a little bit to take a look.
All of you feel free to increase your progress track.
Okay. Okay. How does this connect?
Well, if anything's all good, this means this is the daughter's clothing here. So,
And I will say, you asked how she died.
well, we didn't get a chance to ask much of anything. He seemed unwilling to. Well, the subject of his daughter was very sensitive. Any questioning on that front just made him angry. We could try, of course, to force the issue, but it also might mean we may have the ire of town, and it honestly seems like no one's taken much notice.
It's not that they haven't taken notice, it's that they're willingly looking away.
Yes. Regardless, there's a bit of blood here, but it could be anything from a prick to a finger to something more dangerous. I don't see any tracks or such, but we can try to keep a lookout for any more others are closing. Or we can go back to the source and see if we can shake down some truth from them.
I don't know how much good that's gonna do, short of just, I don't know, literally shaking him down.
Suggestion if nothing else.
Yeah, I'm with that on his, and I mean, I'm not sure if he will talk to us again that easily.
Oh. Should we continue to search in this rain here? Or should we, I noticed that the freshly dug shovels in a grave nearby. See if anyone has taken notice of this farmer's lost daughter.
Elena seemed confused that anyone was missing in the first place.
She was.
I'm gonna say, you can just go to the local cemetery and see if there's
See
like-
any fresh graves?
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, if you're all right with it, then, gang, I think we should. She wouldn't say that. Well, I believe if you're all right with it, then we can go to the cemetery and say hello.
Sure.
Sounds
Again,
good to
I
me.
don't see how this all connects yet, but yeah.
Always just go to the river and kill the thing.
We could, Grunt, but
We were
That's-
hired to go kill drowners.
True, this is very, very... For someone who says, hey, I don't care about things I'm not paid for, you are getting involved. But
this is for science, Grunts. For the book. For the book.
as,
So
yeah,
she tells herself to sleep at night.
you go to... You go to the nearby cemetery. As, it's not that difficult to see where the earth has been more recently dug up and then covered back down.
Well, is there anyone else around, Grunt? Just to make sure before I start saying some things out of
No.
pocket here.
It's just you and Janet.
Well, we have an option here. We can dig her up, maybe at the cover of darkness if we really want to be discreet about it, and take an examination.
You want to exhume her body?
Yes,
There's clearly something off here, Sam. But
I mean, if it helps our investigations.
I say one does
Shit.
the digging while the others watch out and make sure nobody walks by.
You
Shit,
can
man.
do
I'll-
the watch out here, son.
I'm not going to be digging up any bodies. I'll leave that to you.
Janet kind of like says, I'll do the digging.
Have fun.
there's more than one of us who
It's
got
fine.
the goddamn.
Zara,
No, we're all going to stand in a circle and watch.
I'm gonna say it's fine.
Zara.
Janet will help you, Zara, it's fine.
At least it would go with his son.
Yeah, so I guess the two of you will return back into town.
Well, no, we're just staying nearby while we're committing sins.
You are committing grave robbery, but
We'll put it right back. It's fine.
I suppose here's an analyst I can stand watch. Alert you if any guards or villagers drop by. What's Lumina doing? Is Lumina helping with the digging?
Yeah, of course I'm with the digging. Yeah, she doesn't mind.
Yeah. But
Get
yes.
this quickly as over. Decrease the chance of fucking anyone walking over this.
Yeah, so between the three of you, you managed to get the body out, or rather, get the dirt out, as you see. The decomposing body. If you want to perform an examination.
Sarah just pulls out a scalpel and starts
Yeah.
doing a fucking autopsy.
And they'll gather information. I'll now
So you
also
want
say
help?
that with this you should have been able to increase your momentum by 1.
Ah,
You are-
Everybody?
I think momentum is separate, so
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
if only Zara is doing the investigation, and only Zara, I guess, because yeah, Ludmina, you're not actually participating in the autopsy unless you are.
No, Lumina's not a doctor.
Yeah, only Zara, because only you're performing this. Um, as yeah, you take out the body as both Janek and would now place it next to the bowl. You start looking over it. There's a couple of things that stand out immediately to you, Zara. This young woman wasn't killed by no drowners, as you can clearly see stab wounds in the abdomen and one clean slice to the neck.
Ooh. What about her clothing? I just want to
It's
ensure.
kind of well. The clothing is what looks like a simple gown has been sort of placed over. Probably after she died. Probably she was what she was buried in.
I just want to ask to make sure I did cover my bases. Are there any like necessary defensive wounds or anything that shows that she tried to put up a fight or was?
Yep, they are. You can see her nails are damaged. There's bruises. She looks like she went down with a fight.
I think with nothing else here to gain any other information, Azara would carefully put her back into her grave, and of course tell the others we should bury her right back. Essentially,
Yeah.
I don't think she's wearing anything like necklaces or anything else outside of that simple gown, right?
No. As by the time you finish with all of it, it'll get quite late. Well, night is soon upon you as you're outside the town and near the cemetery. We wish to discuss this information out here, not in the actual inn.
Yeah. Well, there are many more questions. If nothing else, it seems she was attacked by a monster or anything like that, or a drowner. Looks like stab wounds and clean cut across the neck, I believe. And it
Pearson frowns.
yes, doesn't bond well. And also the fact of the matter, I believe the place we found that piece of gown was not where she died. There will be a lot more blood there, at the very least. Or maybe the rain washed it away.
Has been raining for quite some time, and I don't.
Yeah, we kid.
That fisherman seemed very hateful, for lack of a better term, towards the Grimblades. Here's it just looks at Janik. Is it possible any of your comrades could have done this?
He's definitely like not happy entertaining the thought, but mate, I don't know. You some of them, but now listen.
Either that or someone in the town really had a grudge against her.
A lot of the Grimblades were mercenaries, Hirzen. And that life ain't nice. I don't know, but maybe. We definitely had a few other fucked up individuals.
He said his daughter had been missing for a few days now, so where was she running off to? If that was the case, if she had left, was she already dead? How long? questions we can't really say, and doesn't necessarily point to the fact your company may have killed her. How long did you search this area before you made your way back?
Me and 4 others looked through it a couple of hours until dusk, and then I'm not tracker. Sorry, I don't. Not good at this way. Guess I looked around.
And then you made your way back to town, I presume, walking near the river, and then you heard her?
Oh no, we went back into town, and it was the day after we set out.
Did your commander not go back to this fisherman to inform him that they could not find his daughter at all, or did you just...
No, we reported back as it was late, and then in the morning, commander just ordered all of us to move out, and I didn't get the chance. I don't think any of us did.
Well then. So we have a dead girl, a dead company, and a woman no one seems in this town seems to necessarily worry about. And of course, this talk of sinners who deserve to... I guess if you get to hear her song, then you die. He seemed particularly suspicious of you here, and when you mentioned that you were also enthralled by her.
I
As
know.
though-
None of this shit makes sense.
It almost seems as if you fall under her spell, at least in his eyes necessarily, then that proves that you deserve what happens to you next. So is she necessarily a part of their local religion? Or is it just in general?
Maybe, but if she's killing people, you would think that would mean put a contract out on her. This is supposed to be simple.
Yeah, but not if they're sinners, not if they're evil people, not if that's what you're told. Why would you ever worry about that when
Wait.
you're safe?
You didn't get the contract on.
No, just the drowners.
He seems very dismissive of both.
Janik looks visibly confused at that.
No one wants to fucking talk about her.
We had to squeeze out a reluctant loophole that if the witch is among the drowners that we may kill her, but he seemed adamant.
I think you remember the commander getting a contract on something other than drowners. I never didn't tell us the details, but
So what changed?
Did your commander have it in writing in some form or some evidence of such things outside of words?
beyond him.
That's long gone now. What are we supposed to do in the meantime? Tie me to my fucking bed so I don't end up in the river?
Now that you mention it,
I mean, it sounds like a plan.
You two jumped on that way too quickly.
At least have one of us sleep in the room with the two of you.
don't worry, we'll make it one big party like when we were kids.
Yay. A sleep
recall-
over.
Ropes.
I mean, you can just add them. Just add a little spice.
Yeah.
All right, well, I remember our safe word.
I almost, well, outside of the supplies we have, I'm almost reluctant to stay at the inn a little bit there as well. Out of the ones who are in the most danger, you and Janik are. And it seems the doors will open for you when she calls.
Yeah, that's still concerning.
What do you suggest we sleep behind no doors?
Maybe have one of us sleep with you. Maybe he put something in front of the door. So if maybe she controlled you to open the door and maybe put like a dresser in front of it. The sound of moving the dresser in case you get controlled again will awaken the others. Not like there were many visitors in the end. To be fair, I don't think others will be bothered by it. Maybe I'll put a little bell. Put a little bell on the door to make sure we're not gonna miss you walking out unless she can teleport you like a mage.
I didn't even fucking consider that.
But a bell sounds like a good precaution. At least for now.
I'll put some hidden traps in there so you don't
Oh my
remove the
God.
bell. Why?
Fine, we
This
can
time I'm not sure.
barricade and booby trap the door.
I'm not gonna trap it. I'm just gonna a few hidden bells so you don't remove them. In case
Again, like we were kids.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun night.
Here's it in his head is like, I'm not sleeping tonight.
Yes, as you all head back into town and back to the inn. As well, Olena is there ready to greet you with warm meals and good drink. You look rather tired, Witchers. What's... I'm surprised you haven't left town. I assume you must stay for the sights. She chuckles.
Still have some pressing business. Haven't finished out that contract yet.
Elena, you said, do you remember the Grimblade Company and such?
She nods.
Do they speak of, the jobs they were doing here? I found myself a bit envious since we had gotten here a bit late for their catchings.
Ah, well, They were rather the word tight-lipped, especially their leader. I guess maybe amongst each others, but they weren't that keen to share it with me.
I see. Well, it seems it's tools of the trade and such. Pity.
She kind of like shrugs says, yes it is.
Elena, do you stay here or do you have your own home? Is the business that well for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. Again, travelers aren't the main source of this place, but the locals do enjoy the ale.
Oh, everyone loves a good tavern ale.
Absolutely.
More than others, apparently. She glances at Alyssa when she says that.
Kirsten cheers Alyssa.
Oh, all sure. Listen.
Nothing goes above some great ale. It's what keeps me alive.
Those shall live long and plenty of.
I do hope so.
Thank you for the conversation, Elena. Appreciate it.
She smiles and nods. Well, do let me know if you need anything else. 2 rooms as per usual.
I think this time we're gonna get 1 room. Money's a bit tight right now, and gonna be a bit embarrassed when I say it.
Well, you seem quite honorable, so if you want to take 2 rooms, you can pay me after you've finished all the jobs.
Of course, then. I do appreciate it.
Do appreciate you as customers. She's gonna walk away.
Well, that was very generous of her.
Very.
So, I still suggest we stay in 1 room, nothing else. Or maybe have more than 1 guard.
I mean, at least have in each room have one of us, so we can protect one of them. But I think it would be the safest if we all stay in one.
So increase the chance of waking up in case they go for another date.
Well, what can I say? I just can't stay away.
Um, yeah, Janet just reluctant says, "Can I just like, if I tie myself to the bed then?"
Nope. You're gonna stay with us.
What? You don't like hanging out with us, Janik? I'm hurt. That way we
No,
become
no,
such.
I just prefer sleeping alone.
Hi.
Too late.
Don't worry.
You have a
I
faint
don't
smile.
cuddle.
Just imagine we're not there.
Yeah. What's cuddling between friends?
Yeah, right.
As yeah, I guess unless there's any other conversations you like to have, head to your rooms, but only one of them. Shuffle and this room for 2 people is fine, but like, oh, there's like 5 of you here. It's Janik just puts a blanket on the floor and just kind of like
Yeah, Houston also takes like a spot on the floor, like just leans up against a wall.
Zara kind of really rolls her eyes. Bro, we had to sleep on mountains and woods. Come on.
I'm sure it's fine. He makes like a big show of getting comfy.
I think Zara will take the door, sleep on the put her body in front of that, if that's all right to say.
Can I touch the little? Can I do the little bell thingy in the window and the door?
yeah, you put a couple of
Noisemakers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
noisemakers.
yeah,
Yeah,
couple
something to
of
wake, something to wake
small-
people.
you have a couple of small metal bells attached to the window and the door itself. At any movement, they'll start dinging a bit. It'll be faint enough that it won't like immediately alarm everyone, but with your Witcher senses, you hear them pretty comfortably.
I'm gonna try and stay awake as long as possible.
I mean, well, what? You can just stay awake throughout the night. You're just gonna suffer -1 stress.
Fine.
Lack
That's
of
fine.
sleep.
Can I heal myself before we go to sleep fully, if that's all right to say? Or if it's too like we're in the situation, then I understand.
Yourself. That's a need.
Yeah.
can spend
Which of
one
us are still hurt?
You can
I
spend
know I
one
am.
supply if you want to
No.
kill yourself. If you
Listen,
Yeah.
the drowner contract is to supply. You can just always actually kill the drowners and collect the supply.
That's true. We can hold it off then.
Because when Witchers heal themselves, unless you want to heal passively.
No,
takes way
it's
longer.
it was a treat an injury or an ailment thing. The roll what's for your own wounds, but if we're in a, if it's not possible, that's fine.
Yeah, but it still has to. Are you referring to a move like what?
Yeah, there's a heal move.
Yes, moves
Yeah.
still have to like make sense narrative. So
That's the saying. If it doesn't make
My-
sense.
my idea for healing fast is that you're probably gonna make potions and you're gonna drink the potions and then your body is just kind of like
Oh
Kick
no, I
in.
wasn't thinking about that one. I was more like, I'm gonna put some band-aids on my other
that's
band-aids.
gonna take days after these. not
That's more
longer.
passive healing, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. 'Cause I don't think she would be able to use her herbalist thing right now, so that's fine.
Like you've treated the wounds won't affect. You're a witcher anyways. Just takes time. As as you all go to sleep, presume nobody wants to take the -1 stress.
Oh,
Yeah.
I said I would.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah. Is that spirit?
Yes, I would as well.
Yes, it would be spirit. Actually, I think there's just endure stress move. Might be able to just
Is
roll
there?
that. Yeah. The endure stress.
Ah,
Instead of
okay, so I
taking
won't do
-1.
that yet.
Because you may just be able to handle it fine. Yeah, you can just take the +1 momentum. Like I'll assume you don't want to. You're like max.
Yeah, unless I lost it from that, but
You take 1 momentum from that, Pearson, actually. Alyssa, you also
it's adrenal.
can say, you can tell me what it is. What keeps you up? What keeps you just pushing throughout the night, not even like thinking?
I was gonna say fear that if he closes his eyes, it opens them underwater again. So just like pure fucking determination to not have that happen.
Alyssa, you also stay up. Not with the lack of adrenaline, a bit harder for you, but you manage to push through as everyone goes to sleep and you rest. As let's say about closer to the morning, it's like a 4 a.m. There's a rattling at the door, like the bell just kind of like ding. You all pick it up. I mean, you two that are awake, you immediately pick it up.
Is it anyone inside the room or is it someone outside?
No, it's from the outside. Somebody's trying to open the door from the outside. But there's Zara's body that's basically blocking it.
Like the door itself is like cracking open?
No, Zara is physically blocking the door
She's
from
just
opening.
fully.
She leaned up against the door and has gone to sleep against it. Yeah. There's not even a crack. Because they're
Kirsten's
not
gonna like kick Zara's like leg, wake her up.
Mm.
Just make like a quiet motion with his hand.
Yannick is still there, right?
Phoenix slipping with his back against the wall on one side of the room.
I think nodding at Hearson's warning. She glances. I assume the rattling, is it still going or has it stopped
No,
for a
it
minute?
stopped. Like it was like a one, as if okay. Imagine you're trying to slowly open the door. You meet the resistance, and then you like close it back.
Yeah,
That's all
you're
what
good.
happened.
I wanted to ask if there was like you hear anything, footsteps moving away from the door, or if
Oh,
I can
absolutely.
peek under.
Absolutely, you hear some footsteps moving away from the door.
Do they sound? Can I distinctly determine if they like sound weak and heavy, like someone with more weight on them, or do they
No,
sound?
they sound rather lightweight.
Can I slightly crack the door without hopefully making noise to see if I see the figure? I assume walking away.
Can open the door that you have. It opens on the inside, so it's gonna be a bit awkward.
And can Lisa stay ready with the bow to shoot if someone will go in?
This room is way too small for that.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
barely have enough room to even like fully draw the bow.
Oh, okay. Sad.
Cross the longbow. 4x4 bedroom.
She's just like, hold on, let me string it real quick.
So I'm not sure if we're gonna just wait here, see if there's anything else that happened.
Is Zara peering out?
Yeah, I was gonna take a peek.
Or as you open the door, you kind of like you see like a light going downstairs, but there's one.
Closes it back up and says, "Oh shit! What happened?"
I don't know. Someone tried to get in.
Well, that's alarming. Because the only person who should have a door to need a key to need the doors is
Oh,
Alana.
I know. Yeah.
Well, that answers some questions, maybe. But I didn't get a chance to see who it was who was there. They were gone by the time I peeked. What in the God's names is going on in this town?
I have no fucking idea.
I mean, we can ask her in the morning. Maybe she saw something or it was her.
If she denies it, then either it was something very quiet, or maybe she.
I thought it was odd that she didn't hear anyone else, but maybe if she's not a part of anything, maybe she's somewhere else in the house.
Did she try and get into the other room?
Seems there was only this room and they left, unless she went to our room first.
There's no way to tell.
Yeah.
Well, it's nearly morning, and I assume you didn't have any dreams of a woman singing on the water.
No. Nothing.
That's good.
There's still
And-
plenty of time.
Ron, just to make sure, is this about the same time we woke up to the singing when we were out camping and such?
It is rather. It's a bit early, but rather close.
Well, this would be similar to the time that we had our own. We only had our own listen as well. Or maybe the door was left open to ensure you would hear her song. Maybe this is her hunting time.
Witching hour.
Clever. I say we keep an ear out.
You do
Oh, go
see Janek starts to mumble in his sleep and kind of like slightly kick his leg a bit.
Oh, that seems he's streaming, I think.
Yeah. Let's watch for a minute.
Give the man some privacy.
Yeah.
Not this 4x4.
As you keep watching him, seemingly mumbles stuff in his sleep. Something. Hear the words. Stop. No. Get away. Like he starts like. Is having some sort of nightmare.
I'm gonna wake him up.
No.
And he gets.
Hey. You alright?
Yeah, yeah. Did we? He like looks around the room, sees that there's like there's. For you, it's a bit better because it's rather dim light,
Mhm.
but he like for him it's much dark. Are we still in? And I presume it's. I'm not wet.
No early morning river trips this morning.
That's progress, right?
Well, Pearson did let us know that someone had tried to open the door before leaving immediately after there was a bit of resistance.
Might explain why there was just an open walkway for us to just leave.
What do you want to do in the morning?
Well, we still have a contract that the mayor specifically wants us to deal with that we can buy time with. But we have not much else to go off on, other than the fact that, well, there's only one person that should have a key to anyone's room. At least
Yeah.
that we're aware of.
And that if it is Elena, what do we do then? Can't exactly just call her out on it and expect it to work.
True.
Seems like everyone in this town is in on some secret.
I'll be honest with you, Master Witchers, I think I'll be leaving in the morning.
Were you sure that would be safe? That you'll be able to get far enough away?
Travel out east.
Okay, if you think that's best.
Much
Don't
pain
blame
in
you.
this town.
What of your nightmare? Do you remember anything about that?
He shakes his head. Good to wits me that. Or heart, whichever you prefer.
Ooh, I definitely prefer hard. God damn it.
Well, let's
Yeah,
I did
come on,
roll a
momentum.
6 and a 9 though.
Yeah, no,
Oh, there's
Zara,
no momentum.
He is in fact bullshit.
Janik, you are among friends. We will believe any word you say on this matter. Anything you say could possibly be important. Please.
He just kind of like covers his face with his hands. Just utter shame.
Zara, do we need to do this?
It is important. And you seem to be a good man, Janik. You could have left way before this, but you made sure your brothers were taken care of. You wanted to make sure that no one else got hurt, even when you were ridiculed for it. There is no shame here.
There is
Please.
so much shame. A coward. The coward then, coward now. I think that's all I'm ever gonna be. No,
Nothing
it's-
I've seen from you indicates that.
It's quite easy to kill monsters, but what happens when you realize that the people around you are monsters? Tell me, Witchers, have you ever killed a man?
Not yet.
I killed a few. Bandits, brigands. Always told myself that. Makes it easier, you know. View them as just another monster to be rid of. I thought I had that figured for most of my life. And he looks at you, Zara, because you're the one who flat out called him out and said, you learned that one of your comrades was doing something horrible. Would you be able to kill them? Someone you've spent years training, fighting, drinking alongside with?
It would be difficult. I know. It's hard to realize there's another face of someone you've only seen one aspect of. Feel that people that you thought were good were far from it. Or worse, that they are still good, done horrible, horrible things.
You must be a greater person than I am. Probably, I would say, a courageous person, a brave woman. But you see, I'm just a coward, Zara. A spineless, weak coward. When it happened to me, all I could do was run. This is all I can apparently do. Ugh. I know what
happened,
happened
Jack?
to the fisherman's daughter.
Like Kirsten's like head kind of snaps over to him at that. What happened?
Commander, he asked us to investigate. So I did. Me and 4 others went. We talked to the fisherman. Gave us directions to the area and took it as face value. I went there and I started looking, you know. And didn't take too long until she started laughing at me. A bit confused. You know, I realized what was so funny. One of them asked me if I didn't know. But I didn't. And then they gave me a shovel. They told me I had a body to bury. And they led me away from that part, deeper into the woods, close to the river. And that's where they showed me her body. They told me what happened. Apparently, two of the men got rowdy, as they put it, their words. God, bloody the apparently the commander wanted to cover it up. I just went along with it. I could stare at their faces and I just couldn't do anything about it. I feel like just slumps against the wall of the room.
You buried her body near the river.
Yeah.
Can you show us or tell us exactly where?
Yeah.
Fine. Is that my job to dispense justice, or any of our jobs for that matter, to dispense justice among men? Our dealing was with monsters, Janek. You seem to be well aware of what was done, and seem to be well aware of what your punishment you're putting upon yourself. And your
Maybe.
actions were noticed, it seemed, as well.
It is divine punishment after all.
It is someone's punishment, for sure.
Maybe I should have let that thing kill me as well. What I deserve as well.
There may be some sick karma involved, but I think there's more to it.
Mhm.
Maybe even if we would consider maybe you guilty, her son wasn't here. He did nothing. He was also caught by her. I'm not sure whether this creature or whatever force that's doing this cares about justice.
At the very least, you just buried a body. Your men made sure to cover it up. You went along with it. You didn't murder the girl. Does it make it better?
Wasn't just murder, Zara.
I know.
Heard. Made me question, like, at the first time, everyone was talked about it like it happened before. Don't. I couldn't. I don't even. I'll show you. I'll take you to the place.
We can still make it right, yeah?
I see he's just gonna huddle up in a corner. So he'll soon fall asleep. Like, but whatever nightmares and regrets he still has, does give you another brief moment to talk alone amongst the four of you before having to depart in the morning.
Oh, this is quite a mess all around.
You think maybe it's some kind of curse? The spirit of the girl angry, taking revenge?
Possibly. Oh, what kind, it's hard to necessarily say. And the fact of the matter is, How long has she been doing this? Is it only just because this girl was murdered and was the proper indications to bring this being to the top for the surface? Or maybe it will end once all sinners are killed.
To be fair, I still think it's kind of weird how the mayor and the extremely dismissive of this entire situation.
Why not? If I have a feeling that this is something that they're not unfamiliar with. The good townsfolk, the fishermen told us. If the good townsfolk aren't caught up in it, it's just the sinners. Why would they care? His daughter is dead, and it's just proof that whatever religion, whatever belief or tradition or sacrifice they believe in has done its justice, or will do its justice. What about you, Alyssa?
I mean, I just asked her why Houston was drawn to her then.
And yeah, Hirsten didn't live here. Come on, Les, you can barely hear the flies.
It's more like I think that, well, with the girl's death, it just either woke her up and she will sing until she's killed everyone that's involved. And I'm not saying it's Hirsten, I just think that she herself is just trying to lure in whoever she can until all the lists are called out, but that's pure speculation. My consideration is if Janek is killed, would she stop? Because
Are we
But
going to
what
test
if-
that?
What if it doesn't help and we just sacrificed Janek?
I'm not
Hirsten has
going.
been drawn on by her.
I'm not going to sacrifice anyone. It's a scientific question I have, really. Because the fact of the matter, there are other fishermen in that lake, and it doesn't seem, unless they're hiding them from us too, no one else has been caught up.
So we're just gonna leave her there
We're
and
gonna go.
risk.
We're gonna go to the where she was buried and hopefully find an understanding. Because if she is a spirit, then maybe we can lay her to rest. If she is not, then we have more questions. We still have drowners to kill. We can just take a peek while we're along the way.
Sounds good to me.
Let's get going sooner than later then.
As morning dawns upon you, you get ready. Who will be the first one to go downstairs?
I will.
Since you go downstairs, Olena is already up and about. She notices you and says, Master Witcher, a word if you please.
Of course. He gives a big smile. What can I help you with?
She kind of joins those stances. Would I be able to have a private word with you and the other Witchers?
I'm certain it can be arranged. Is there something the matter?
It may be of interest. After all, weren't you asking about the missing girl 2 days ago?
Yeah. We were looking into something like that.
You're still looking, but still around, and I don't believe the drowners have been killed yet.
No, not quite yet, though. We plan to quite soon.
Of course. I would appreciate if you would meet me out back. The rest of the rather delicate matter.
Certainly. And Kirsten will just find a way to like just kind of hang out, and when the others come down, he'll let them know.
I'm not sure how all of you will react.
Zara is definitely suspicious, but seems willing to hear this out if nothing else.
Kirsten's of the same mind, yeah.
Same for Lisa.
So as you,
Although we are, Hearson at least is expecting something to go poorly here.
Yeah, Lumia's also perfect.
I assume
He's
you-
holding out hope.
Time to draw steel.
That's Max, like, I'm just gonna murder everyone. As I guess presume you'll give some excuse to Janek for him to wait for you up front.
We ought to go to the
Okay.
women's restroom. Here's an included.
At the same time. Classic.
Don't run away.
As you walk out into the rain proper.
I swear to God, I'm getting my beach episode.
Eventually, one day. As she's waiting for you back. Open area. And like glances, sees that's just the four of you. Says, I believe I may have some useful information, since you seem to be quite keen on investigating this.
It would be
Okay.
appreciated.
The girl is dead. Buried her not that long ago. Small procession, you know. Was the mercenaries who did it. Most of them are dead, so.
Hearson just nods along with this information.
I have a request of you, Witchers. Go out, take the contract, kill the drowners, but leave the mercenary in town.
You want us to leave her alone so you can dispense your justice.
It is only fair. Both her, everyone else around.
Is it because you can't stop her?
Who?
Oh, she's Zara's is asking like if Janek dies, does the woman stop singing, I assume, and stops the rain or something like that?
Our deal would have been concluded, yes.
Is there no way to... He has to die for this.
He is as responsible as every other man in that damned company. His hands are stained with innocent blood.
It seems he is more than willing to price for his shame. Pay the price for his shame at the very least. He was, at least if that's the story is true, he was quite caught unawares of his company's misdeeds until it was far too late to even change anything.
The eternal excuse of the ignorant.
It is. Do you think if you asked him, or not asked him, if you told him what this was his justice, he would try to run away?
He ran away. His other friends met their ends. I will assume he will run away this time as well. Seems to be something he is adept at. Ignorance, running.
What exactly is that woman
She is our protector.
But didn't she kill enough men already?
Men who deserve to be dead, to be killed. I apologize that you got caught up into that. She looks at you, Herzen, and says, "Unfortunate incident, but I assure you were not the desired target.
Harrison crosses his arms.
Lady Darna is a bit capricious. Might have taken a personal interest to you, but that's not part of our deal.
How
And-
familiar are you with our order, Elena?
I've heard rumors every now and then, travelers. I know that you apparently kill monsters, but so do many other mercenary bands and other monster hunters that like test themselves to this craft. I will admit you have been the nicest out of all the monster hunters I've met. But the bar wasn't that high.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. But, you should know we don't take out contracts on people.
Nobody's telling you to do that. I'm telling you to go out, finish the contract you have with the alderman,
And leave a
Yes.
man to his death.
leave a man to face justice.
The man who saved my life. We all do things in life.
She was
Elena.
18. She was a young flower, delicate and sweet, such a sweet girl.
And I'm very sorry that it happened, but bringing more death about it is not the way to answer it.
People can change.
It's a shame that it happened. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have. It breaks my heart to know, but we can't change that.
No.
Killing him isn't going to change it.
I mean, he feeds
People-
remorse.
So do many other killers in the world. And they scream at night when they see the faces of their victims. That doesn't make it better. Doesn't bring back the dead. Doesn't keep them from repeating the offense in the future. No. You have no way of knowing. After this is over, say you walk out. Let's say you leave with him. He'll join another mercenary company because what does he know other than killing people or monsters here and there? See, Master Witcher, she looks at you, hears and then says, when the only thing you know is how to kill. Not that many things you can do in life. He'll fall back with another group and didn't know what they were doing. That's even more pathetic.
Harrison just looks at the others.
What if we take him under our wings? Keep him from any of those groups.
There's was a binding contract for all of their lives. You go out with him. will be sharing into his curse. Sooner or later, justice will find him. Cannot escape its web. Only through death are you liberated.
Fine. Maybe the rain will finally wash away the blood that's on your hands, and Kirsten's gonna turn around and walk away.
As you walk away, back inside, this is a choice you make, Witchers. Better be prepared to deal with the consequence. Like how we were just kind of like staring at the
Yeah, no. I'll be able to ask Elena. Was Harrison the first who was the first collateral damage?
hardly called. Ah, actually, hear them. Sorry,
Hmm.
I thought about you, Janik. She nods and says, "Like I said, you're the first group of monster hunters that don't seem like a bunch of murderers and rapists."
Why this method? You know that he killed her. You seem fully aware. Well, not kill her. You know that this had transpired, and they were part of it. There's only one of him in a town full of you. By any other means, he would be dispense your human justice.
Look at us. Do we seem like fighting people?
I think you all seem like fighting people.
You may be able to kill him. Normal means, but are you just gonna let us do it? They inform the guards. Or are you gonna defend him and all look quite strong? How many innocents will die?
If you demanded his justice for what he has done, I would have no choice but to, well, submit to it. This is your town. He has done wrong. He may be regretful, remorseful. He may have been. She's kind of looking at Alyssa and Illumina with this part. He may, in fact, in his heart, be a good man. But doesn't change the fact that a girl is dead, that he said nothing until we had to put him against the wall. A girl is dead in the worst way possible, buried by her father. Justice was demanded for her. Do we have any right to tell these people that they are not allowed to have it? If this was a monster, we would have his head by now.
Elvina just nods along, yeah,
But isn't
supportively.
the punishment enough to live with what he has done? He
I'm-
feels guilty. Isn't that
Even-
enough?
Even so, I noticed there are few travelers around. Will she persist? What if others walk along more collateral damage?
No innocents have died.
Can I do a wits insight? Can I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can,
I'll ask. Oh, actually, I'll ask
we
her.
can roll with.
Why Hirsten? Yeah, I'll also ask her about what I wrote. Why Hirsten then? Did she just feel?
Like I
just
said,
tries to be-
Lady of the River can be capricious sometimes.
Just wits?
Yeah.
That's only a weak hit.
He doesn't consider that any innocents have ever died.
Ah, I see. I see how this works. Yeah, Mina. I think we ought to discuss this somewhere. Thank you, Elena.
Nods. I guess. If there's anything else you want to say to her,
Hmm.
No, Zara just nods at her.
Ah,
head back inside. As I'm not sure what Hirzen been doing.
Is Janek in here?
Janek is. You've told him to wait out front, so he's like outside on the other part of the other side of the building.
I think that's where Hirsten would be then.
Yeah. So when he like sees you return, I'm like, where are the other three?
Still talking.
Talking?
Yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. The innkeeper asked us for a private word. It had to do with you. He just like leans up against the wall next to Janek.
What does she want to talk about?
Justice, or her version of it. The same shit that fisherman had in his voice when he talked about it. Anyone who gets caught up is deserving. But if I tell you, will you run?
I'll try not to.
They're demanding that we leave you in town. We go to fulfill our contract. To be left to the mercy of this woman, this thing.
I've been watching, but looking around. Have you seen the bodies they brought back?
I saw them up close at first, yes.
No, but did you see them bringing them back? I didn't.
No. I mean, we were supposed to go with them, but shit, we didn't. Why?
There were almost 30 of us. Imagine that bring 30 bodies to a town might leave some marks, some carts, something, any sort of tracks.
Mass grave? Anything?
See like a mass grave, a funeral pyre, something. I haven't seen anything.
Nothing about this fucking village sits right with me.
He'll nod as Ludmina, Zara, and exit. Unless you want to have a talk before you go to Hirzen and Janek.
No, I think Zara's quiet on the walk home as of right now, unless otherwise.
Yeah, this is gonna walk with her head low and having a sad demeanor.
Hirzen, you see the three of them walk out. In front of the inn now, all of you.
Well, seems we still have Draenors to kill if nothing else.
I guess
That we
so.
do. And Hirsten is looking expectantly at the other three.
Not here.
In a place more quiet, perhaps. We have to discuss something.
Yeah, as 5 of you will be as soon find yourselves outside of the wooden palisade down by the river, right?
I assume Pearson has spoken of you what has transpired? She kind of looks at Janik as she says it.
Sorry,
The dogs.
Barclaw. Barclaw.
They're in the walls.
Um, what did you ask him?
She basically stops and looks at Janik and asks, assuming that Pearson has spoken to him what has happened.
I think I have the idea.
Pearson and the others seem to think that we should do what we can to ensure that such a fate doesn't befall you. I am unsure.
I have a proposition. I have a thing to add as a comment. When she, why would Hirson be chosen by this being? Sure, I can understand that it's a company. They're pretty guilty, but Hirson is the most as good as a person as they come. And when asked if there were any others that were not part of the intended deal, he said they were guilty. I don't think this being is. I think this being has a mind of its own and doesn't care about whether someone is guilty or not.
It is possible that this is a mutual relationship where she gets what she wants and the town gets what they believe they want as well. Who knows if she even honors such deals or how exactly they speak to her. Her words are, well, as you know, an elder speak.
And who's to say she's not going to continue to kill indiscriminately?
That is also true.
How about we use? I'm not sure. Janik. This being clearly wants you. A spade. Maybe we can lure it out to land.
And then what? Kill her? She's clearly some kind of revered being to this village.
Yeah, and are we not monster hunters? Oh.
Not saying I'm against it, we just need to consider.
There's the possibility that we have an angry mob after us after we kill her.
We'll kill the drowners before, collect the money, and then kill her afterwards, and just don't go back to the village.
You do realize that we are basically trampling our way into these people's lives, demanding that they follow the rules that we believe they should be following. I'm not saying it's correct what is being done, I'm not agreeing with it, but you do understand how it looks.
Sarah's right, we're not supposed to judge the we're not supposed to be the judge, jury, and executioner here. We take jobs. But
A crime was committed. You all may think, Janik, I want to believe you are a good man, and it seems that you are. But a crime was committed. A crime that you did not even mention to us until you had no other option but to. If this was any other place, if this is any other type of town or city, you would be hanged, whipped, quartered. If there was no monster involved, do we have any right to demand that these people not have what they want? Outside of the fact that this may be innocent people going along here, if we can even prove that for the matter. I need you to give me a reason to at least believe in that.
It's head and says, I don't think there's a. I think you're going through too much trouble helping me. I think maybe once in my life I will not run away and go back to the village and face whatever judgment awaits me.
I think if Janik decides to go back to the village, we should at least be there with him in that regard. But I understand if that is not, this idea is not popular amongst you.
Sounds like leaving a monster be.
Well, I was pretty clear, like, no, if you're gonna
No,
be
no.
there alone or
I'm saying I believe the townsfolk should dismiss justice without their, I don't even know what to call her. God?
I would say this, like, if the townsfolk wanted to, like, dispense justice, why the whole, like, skullduggery?
Yeah, that's also what Zara's also getting at.
Lavina's also like, maybe Jen can.
They do have guards. It's not. This isn't like an undefended outpost. There's like a couple of guards.
Zara also is just like, yeah, it's if this wasn't a monster here, I probably wouldn't have a problem with them trying to kill this guy, but there's a monster involved, and this is an issue.
Lavina only cares about the monster. Janik, whatever.
Janik, whatever. It does seem like, it seems like, honestly, in Zara's eyes, this is a convenient excuse they use just to feed the monster.
Yeah, that's what Lavina fully believes as well. Especially after that fucking. Yeah, they're all guilty. Yeah, they're all guilty. Surely they must be guilty.
Say we go and end this, whatever you want to call it. I don't think we're gonna have a happy group of villagers on our hands.
First, we deal with the drowners, collect our coin, and then on our way out, we'll kill the monster and just never come back. This thing clearly makes no distinction between good and evil. Innocents will die in the future. Even if Janik is guilty. And listen, and Janik, I fully agree with Elena's statement that you are guilty. You may not be the most guilty. Maybe you can return to town to face their justice. Human justice instead of being eaten by a monster.
I mean, we could prevent several lives that would be taken if we don't kill her.
Just finding out maybe the details, about how Shashi fights will be will be useful for future Witchers. But anyway, for now, let's deal with the Drowners, collect our coin, and then we'll bid our farewell to this village after we kill this spirit, or whatever this thing is.
Yeah, it's not like your job is out here to improve the Witcher reputation. It's just like fuck over random towns. God, when you come back, they'll just like kill all of you. Head of us, this experiment has failed. Everyone hate us on the west side of the mountains. What the fuck?
But
It's
we did our
just
job, guys. We did our
Yeah.
job. We killed monsters. Don't get
Why don't
mad.
you go?
Holy shit.
The fuck did you expect us to do, Grunt?
I didn't you have like the priority of the Witchers is to build up a good reputation. If you're gonna piss off an entire town, it better be a good reason than just for the lols. Like, oh, there's a monster, guys. I guess we might as well just fuck them over.
Look, if it was up to me, we would just give them Janik's head, I think. But there's also things killing a bunch of other people. The question really comes down, I think, for the group is like, do we let
you can
this
do
continue
whatever. I'm
on?
just reminding you
Yeah.
what the Witcher Order expect out of you. You can do whatever.
Let's go kill some drowners.
Let's go kill some Drowners first.
Yeah. It says venture out. You'll eventually probably find plenty of drowners on the alongside the riverbed. And all, depending on how you want to approach the battle, or how you want to approach dealing with them.
Can we lure them onto land? Because I assume it'll be easier to fight them as long as they don't surround one person and aren't in the water where they can move faster.
Can certainly do that. Basic. That might be a. Yeah, that's a shadow roll if I ever heard one.
Yeah, can I lure them out basically with some noise and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can roll me shadow. It's a basically a battle roll based on shadow.
Enter the fray?
No,
No?
battleman. Nothing. I'm gonna. Just some drowners. Nothing that impressive.
Oh, okay.
Six of them.
Do I get a +1 from Silent Stalker or no?
Advantage. Yeah.
Or would I be able to use Loyalist here?
This would be a face danger move. Loyalist.
How do you add a modifier when you
That's
roll
for
that?
securing an advantage and direct support of an ally.
Yeah, he's facing danger. Not. I guess you can though if you wanna assist, or why not?
What does it do?
So first, wait back. You can roll aid an ally.
So this part confuses me. I guess it's not a roll. I have to do secure an advantage.
Yeah, that's true. So you secure an advantage. So first of all, you're gonna tell me how exactly you're gonna plan, because I know what Lumina wants to do. How are you gonna assist? Even before letting you roll.
What was it Ludmina was doing? Luring them out?
Yeah, pro basically like noise, like stuff like that, basically in the pushes.
I mean, like, this is just a roll for, like, the battle in
this-
general, right?
This is
Like,
what you're gonna tell me what you want to do, and if I think it's applicable, then I'll say, yeah, you might. This is
my
not
brain
for
has
the-
just died.
This is not for the battle. This is just to draw them to you and mercilessly slaughter them.
Okay, never mind. I won't do it then.
Then, but yeah, no. For you, it's Silent Stalker definitely.
For fuck's
Holy
sake!
shit.
Maybe I should have.
As Ludmina, you try like lure them with noises. Not only does it seem like it's not working, they do in fact just probably spot something in the water, just go back into the river, see them swimming away.
An off day, Ludmina?
Tired. Didn't get my sleep.
No, the rain certainly doesn't help much.
Alright, I'll listen. Maybe let's go with arrows. Maybe that'll get your attention.
You're wanting to, like, wade into the water?
I think that will just cause us trouble. They'll be their territory, but you can definitely
Just
try again.
That wasn't a suggestion. I'm going to stay out of the water.
Agreed. We do have Ludmina's right in one front. We do have our arrows at the very least.
These guys are gone, so
Didn't they leave?
yeah,
Yeah,
no, they
yeah.
just swam away. They're like,
They fucked off.
don't see them anymore. Wanna keep hunting them? I guess you can, like, go further away and basic, like yeah, I can gather information and spot any other group. I'll say only one of us gets through. Once attempt.
Is it
tracking
if I
these
roll
things.
Rise, or one of you else want to roll? It's fine with whichever.
mean, I got one wit, so someone else should.
Yeah, you're
Go
doing
ahead.
considerations. Yeah, I have my glorious one wit as well.
Sure.
Strong hit with a match, damn. Well, that's quite simple. So, yeah, no, you further as Zara. It's an interesting sight to stumble upon. As the bunch of drowners, they seemingly are like clearly eating something on the shore, almost fighting for it.
Oh. Is it a familiar? Are we in a familiar place, Grunt? Is it a
I mean,
familiar sight?
yeah, you've moved many hours away from the village now.
Is it just one thing they're fighting over, or is it
Yeah,
just?
it seems like there's like three drowners that are like pulling out, like they're kind of like slapping each other, like hissing, and they're fighting over something that's rather small and it's not big. They're like chewing on it, trying to eat. Get closer enough, you'll spot it. Looks like some bit of flesh, maybe a body part.
Yeah, I can't see much details other than it seems to be a small body part.
Because they're like huddled over it.
I think Wangzar would let the others know if they're close by. I'm not too sure for how far she went, walked away from them or got away from them.
So you're all still traveling together. It's just you're doing
Yeah.
the tracking.
Without raising alarm, she would get their attention essentially. One out the three drowners. And try to. I think we should overwhelm them and try to take them out before they don't seem to notice us at all.
I can try to get the first hit from range.
But Mina, here's an. That's Janek. We make sure none of them escape and box them in. We can take care of them quickly.
I can do that.
Alyssa, feel free to roll me a battle roll. Then before everyone gets to that.
Can I use Archer?
Yeah.
This many. Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, listen. You let out an arrow and just kind of like whizzes past him. You miss ground, kind of like sticks in the mud as like suddenly they're aware that are like the rest of you are descending upon them, right? The three of you and Janek.
Yeah.
The drowners just kind of like scram away as they see their numeric advantage wither before their eyes, as they will swim back into the river.
Oh God, not again! fucking goose chase, fucking goose.
But you can clearly see what they were tagging. Tagging at?
Eating?
Hugging?
Tagging, thank you. That's definitely looks like a human, half-eaten human hand, kind of like from the elbow down, and it looks like quite like a muscular arm. You know, like a soldier would have,
Or a mercenary?
or a mercenary. Yes. There's like plenty of scars that are like old and withered alongside the, well, surprisingly well-preserved flesh, given this.
Got a sweatshop full of the mercenary meat, I guess. Oh. This has gotten even more messy.
Definitely did.
Well,
I
this feels like a giant waste of time.
think we should speak with the mayor.
About?
I want to know exactly what happened to those bodies that we were told were going to be gathered.
Okay.
Back into town it is, I guess. By the time you get there, it will be night time. Around midnight, I think. Probably later. Head straight to the alderman's house. The cars would let you through, as eventually you can like hear him stumbling, like he goes to meet you in his office. Ah, Witchers. Are you like one of those like night creatures? Do you not sleep at night, just during the day, and then you bother me at night? I don't even see drowner ears. Like,
Well, things have been difficult, Mayor, and we found this. She like puts the body part on the desk.
oh, please take that away. It smells. Oh God. Just kind of like waves at it for you to take it away.
Well,
Leave it there.
that's something to do. It seems that well, I would like to ask and go around and ask exactly what happened to those bodies that of those mercenary groups and such, but I have a feeling that you either already know or you were going to dodge the question.
Presumed some of my men they buried them, burned them, some such thing.
You presume.
Do you think I care for every small this town has to be properly managed? I can't look at every single thing in detail, and especially the dead are dead. I have the living to take care of.
And you're aware of nothing in your town? The fact that you seem to worship this woman who kills for you, the fact that your people send out meats and food for the drowners for some reason, and the fact that it seems you like to lie to my face as well.
Seems you're making some rather wild accusations, Master Witcher. I advise you to provide evidence, or I think it may be time for you to leave.
Why exactly is your town so content to let things go as they must?
Again, what intend to? What are you implying?
Say we kill this woman,
What woman?
the woman who sings on the river.
They're gonna kill fairy tales now, Witchers? Again with this nonsense.
I know that you're lying to me, Mayor. I know that you don't seem to care whether she's a whatever happens. I know you're dodging when I ask questions about her.
I'm sorry, Master Witcher, but nobody here knows what you're talking about. I don't know what you've seen out there. I don't honestly care. It seems I've dealt with your kind previously, and they weren't as obtuse.
Run, can I insight this guy
Is
as
this
much
guy actually lying? Yes, this guy. Oh,
No,
yeah.
he doesn't know, yeah.
I think that
Lying
at this
about
point,
what?
like,
What do you say, Grunt? I'm sorry.
Lying about what?
Does he seem to really, like, not know anything, or is he dodging,
He was
basically,
like, I think you rolled for this for the last time as well. Like, he's definitely dodging this.
yeah, okay, I just want to make sure, because...
We've already established this.
Okay. Mayor, I am trying to be understanding. I'm trying to come to... Well, I understand things are different outside here on this world that you inhabit. I understand there are rules that your people must follow, and I understand debts must be paid. So please, help me understand. Because right now I'm being told that there is a woman who can kill indiscriminately without. Oh, sorry, a monster that
Ooh.
can kill indiscriminately.
Who has told you this?
I don't think I should tell you anything, for that matter, for that mayor.
Well, then
Some-
I presume this will be the end of a rather short investigation on my part, Master Witchers. You're not willing to tell me, you're willing to just levy vague, wild accusations. I invite you outside. And since you haven't brought any drowners, I presume there's none to be had, and you're just this is just a scam. Is this what? Is this why you're here begging? Just out. I don't. I want to see you. I want to hear from this. This wasted my time long enough.
Mayor, whatever happens next, I have tried. He, like, gets up.
Better not come begging with some drowner remains in the future. I better not see you here again, wasting
Of
my
course
time
not.
like this.
This will hopefully be the last time we see each other.
So, yes, yeah, he'll have the guards escort you out, back into the rain. Night.
So no one bad for us, I guess.
I don't think so.
They've made it clear they don't want our help.
That is also true.
What are we going to do about the monster?
I find myself in a bit of an impasse. So I will defer to you all on what must be done. If it were to me, well, I say we take Janik and we leave. These people will have their justice whether they want to or not. Whatever evidence or arguments we make, it seems they're content to live their life the way it is, and I have no right to tell them otherwise. If we kill this monster, then we bring trouble that we probably can't deal with right now. If things were different and this was done another way, then maybe I would be content with everything, but what is it that you all wish for?
I don't know what the fuck to think about all of this. On one hand, she's a monster who is clearly catching more than they intended, and who knows if she's going to stop once we leave, or they get their justice, or whatever the fuck it is that they're looking for. On the other, what are we going to do? Kill her? And just, like, walk away without payment? We take contracts. We've already overstepped our bounds in the first place. She, to me, is a monster, but to these people, she's something else. And what are we going to do? Like Zara said, just go and tell them that whatever the way that they have built their life or these beliefs on is just wrong? That's not our fucking job. I wish we could fix it, but I don't know.
I mean, you're right. I mean, we cannot force it upon them. It's their choice, even if it seems wrong. I do not like the idea of it, but let's just hope she doesn't get any more innocent people.
I will say this, if nothing else. This is not human justice, this is something else. Janik's life is what I will try to ensure is safe. We
Leave
leave.
it up to him. We shouldn't be the one making that decision.
Zara turns to Janik.
I don't know. They haven't accused me of any crime. I'm not sure if I should just go talk to this Olena lady.
They all seem quite convinced of your guilt.
Not wrong. But I still don't understand why one just try to arrest me. They're so hell-bent on doing justice. Just arrest me, hang me. I don't get why there's... I don't understand this either.
Sorry, you spoke to the spirit previously. Right?
In a way, yes. As best as communication can from those who don't have the same tongue.
They made a deal with her,
I was gonna say,
supposedly.
she seemed awfully material for a spirit, but to go ahead.
Yeah.
If they've made a deal with her, ignoring the fact that that would require elder speech, she could be, I don't know, talked to, reasoned with. Maybe don't have to do one of the extremes on either end.
You wish to go to this monster and try to argue a point of not doing what she does?
I don't know what I'm asking. I'm trying to find some fucking solution that makes sense.
Maybe there is no solution that will make sense. Not for us. These are people who seem to see things in a much weird facet of black and white. They seem to give body parts to the drowners or feed something.
Then we move on because there's no contract here. That was one of the first things we learned when we asked. Don't do work for free.
Don't do the work for free. Yes. Very well. I say we take our leave then.
I agree. I mean, we lost a John a job, so definitely lost some coins there, and I don't know if we have to pay it in.
No, I think we've paid enough.
Great.
What about you, Ludmina?
Yeah, this run of contract is done, no money. It's a shame.
Are we not gonna pay?
We can pay the woman. Have one supply left if we do, but we can pay the woman.
Are we at 3 right now?
Yeah.
I'm at 2. Maybe we have different
I'm at
supplies.
3.
Wait, did we spend supplies somewhere?
Did I lose money and not realize it? Am I going crazy?
Oh,
Did you heal yourself? With the...
You're right. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. I guess I have 3 supplies. Sorry, guys.
Is everybody a tree?
Don't worry,
Yeah.
we'll be at 2 soon enough.
so then,
I need to correct myself.
as
Sorry, it's fine for life.
you head towards the tavern, see the lion head placard just kind of like swing in the wind as you walk in. Elena is cleaning up some of the dishes and says, "Ah, another successful day on the hunt, Witchers."
Sadly, no.
Ah, shame.
Seems the drowners aren't that hungry.
Or if you keep hunting them, eventually
One can only hope. But we're here to pay off our debts and take our leave.
and you can can pay them when you're done with the contracts.
Our contract has been null and void. We have no further business being here.
Ah, I am sorry. Very well then. Appreciate your honest and upstanding behavior. As yes, she will in fact take the pay. Everyone feel free to down your supply by one.
Jeez.
Oh,
Ouch.
I do sure love when you're all playing such nice and moral upstanding characters.
You were just yelling at us earlier. What the fuck?
Yes. Full gaslighting. As I guess yeah, you'll head out the town, pack up the remaining of your supplies, and just head out as you walk past the shade on into the night. Janek and Toe heading out west. And about half an hour left town. You can see some figures up the road. Lantern.
oh,
As you do recognize the man leading them. The fisherman you talked to. There's a bunch of other people with him. See them porting wood cutting axes, and one of them has a pitchfork. The one has a
They
small
tipped in
knife.
blood.
No. It's farming utensils. The fisherman kind of like steps forward as you approach and says, "Richard, you must know that this man is the murderer. Must pay the blood price."
is this your justice, then?
This is the way of our God. Our God demands we fulfill our duty.
But how do you know he killed her?
He was part of them, or their sigil, came into town.
His only crime is cowardice.
He buried
people-
her body. They were trying to cover it up. Our Lady sees all.
Did she speak of this to you?
He nods.
So you can talk to her.
Why not end his life yourself? Why do you need your lady's involvement with your justice?
We will. As soon as you leave him behind. Or are you gonna cut me down, Witcher? Are you gonna deny a father his vengeance? His
We're not going
just
to raise our blades against you.
walk away.
Zara turns and looks at Janek.
Janek looks freaked the fuck out.
This is gonna be a bad idea.
And if he's done good since,
Does that bring my daughter back?
does any of this?
No. That will bring me peace.
What peace have you felt since starting this?
All the better. I will be able to move on once he's dead, once the blood contract is fulfilled.
But how do you know it ends with him?
You wouldn't understand. You're godless folk, Witchers.
Oh, yeah. Can Zara pull up her sword to Janek's throat?
He's gonna like take a step back.
So his death is what you need to end this blood price, this justice, and have your daughter's, well, the crime done upon her washed away.
He nods.
You will kill Janek.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna like.
Well, actually, she's gonna ask him. Like, I want him to have this choice in this matter because
But
there's
he's not
no.
gonna be like, oh, well,
Yeah,
sure, just
Yeah.
cut my neck, I guess.
Zara, yeah. Zara's gonna look at Janek because like there's no way she doesn't understand what these people are saying.
Yeah, like he
Just-
does not want to die. That thing is clear in his eyes. The
Yeah,
fear, there is regret, but the fear and the if they had a this isn't claim this is justice, sacrificing some meat to some cultists.
I can kill you by my hand. They can kill you. The woman can sing a song to make you walk into the river and drown in her embrace. A young girl is dead and they want blood, and you covered it up.
Zara, we're not executioners.
We are not. We also can't judge these people on this regard. We can leave him behind and let him murder him right here and now. Do you want that, Janek?
Suppose I should only be fair to you. I will defend myself. I will not. This is not trial. This is not justice. This is a mob looking to lynch someone. I may have done wrong, but this sure as shit ain't right. If they wanted to make this right, they would have made a public trial, not this farce. As
Is
yet,
that-
he'll also kind of like draw his sword.
He looks at the crowd of people and asks them, is this amenable?
The fisherman nods and says, "You kill him, then we will be done with this.
How
Give
can
his
we
body
trust
to
you?
the river and wash away everything."
Janek is right. This is no justice. This is a mob. And if you wish to pay for blood, you must pay for it. Kill him yourself. Dispense your justice. We do not interfere with human business.
Very well, then leave, Witchers. I'll say this one last time.
Zara places her weapon back. He turns away.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, follow Zara. Yeah, this is one massive battle operation. Fuck this shit.
Kirsten still stands there for a bit.
At least it would get up to Janek. I wish you the greatest of luck.
I will say to all of you, as yeah, Janek's like a trained fighter, but it's like there's a large group of people. there's gonna be even if they kill him, a lot of them will die.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be bloody. Just walk away. He'll just kind of like nod to you, listen. So, thank you. Good luck to all of them.
Thank you. I really liked you.
Here's an I think you're kind of just like looking at the ground in between Janik and the villagers right now. I wouldn't be standing here right now if you didn't save my life, Janik.
He like shakes his head, says, "I didn't do it for a reward." If I die here, at least I'll die fighting. I would prefer if you could, make sure my body doesn't get eaten by whatever creature they're eating.
And I assume you will see no peaceful resolution to this? Hirson turns to the villagers.
The fisherman just shakes his head, says, "What peace is there to find in this?"
Is revenge always the best solution?
No, but it is the correct one. It is the one that our God demands. It is the one that bring peace to me and my daughter. It will be the one that keeps this village safe. Again, I say, witchers, you are godless. You do not understand. Walk away.
Hirson takes a step back.
Is there no way to talk to your god?
At least I think we've done all we can.
He like actually laughs a bit at that.
And he's just gonna turn around and go.
So be it.
I can't believe it. We failed.
Yeah, we did.
As you like walk back, or do you just kind of like try and like go around this mob of?
I assume we go around this mob, or unless you guys say otherwise, of course.
I mean, yeah, we're continuing down, aren't we? Away from town.
As soon as
We were told to fucking get out.
yeah, as soon as you hear screams, shout, clanking of metal, sound of the rain eventually drowns it all away. Hear the music again. Singing. Oh, such a melodious tone. Coming from down the river. Blood. Going downstream. As push forward, and there she is, dancing again on the water. As he seems happy, joyous. Before turning towards you four, there's a smile and a wave before she goes beneath the waters, rushing waters of the river. if there's any of you want to say anything.
At least for now, I think there's just silence.
To nobody else to talk right now.
And then just roll for the vow. Maybe you get lucky.
Just one of us?
Well, no, because I think
The progress roll, right?
yeah, the progress. Some of you may get lucky, I guess.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you lose. So the only one who gets 60 is looking. The rest of you.
3 XP? What?
Yeah. So
Dude.
when you don't like manage to completely fulfill a vow, you roll. If the roll is successful, you still get XP. Everyone has
So how much-
failed except Ludmina. So
How
nobody
much
gets
XP?
XP.
Oh,
You-
nobody.
We lose. We take spirit damage as well, right? If you look under Forsake Your Vow.
Yeah, you all endure stress. So everyone failed the roll. Yeah, well, this is appropriate.
We roll endure stress.
Yes,
Okay.
all three of you. So I'll say that, well, yeah, I'll give hers a -1 spirit. The rest of you are fine. Lisa, Zara, you, an unfortunate situation. You did all you could. There's only so much blame to go around. And camp out. As eventually as you huddle around the campfire, any last conversation?
No, I think there's probably a moment where Zara was probably want to say something but stops herself. I think a quiet night is good for everybody right now.
You think she kept her word?
It's the only thing we can hope for.
I do hope so. I don't want it to be for nothing.
I think I'll be happy if I never have to see Rain again.
Agreed. Agreed.
I'm sorry to tell you, but I think we're gonna encounter Rain a few times from now on.
I think it best we be a little bit more careful in the future. Sometimes keeping our noses clean is the best option. So I will say I'm Happy to have known Janik. You aren't wrong, Hirzin.
Which part?
Not everything. That this isn't justice, this isn't good. That this would solve nothing in the long run. I just don't want you to think that you were wrong, but you aren't.
I know what we are. I know what our job is. How I feel is not going to change that.
Ah. Our supplies is dwindled significantly.
Yeah.
We have to prepare for the struggles ahead.
What we trained for.
Sure.
More or less.
Well, while I don't have any dwarven spirits, I do have some weeks old unopened bottle of ale left over.
I mean, I don't say no to that.
Zara will pour them all a cup, basically. A toast to Janik.
Yeah.
Jenny.
As the night goes on and you all fall asleep. Tomorrow, new day, have to push further out west.